This video tutorial will cover the process of adding resources to the HermesSuite resource library. The first step is to ensure that we have identified a hotspot for the area that we wish to add a resource to, as explained in our other video tutorials on defining hotspots. Here you can see we have defined the machine filler. To add a resource to this machine, first click on the hotspot. Then, from the box that appears, select Resources. This view is where you would see a list of all resources currently attached to the area Line 1 filler. As you can see, it is currently blank as there are no resources added to it. To add our first resource, click on the Add Resource button on the right hand side of the screen. The Add Resources box allows us to do one of several things. To either add or edit a single resource, to add multiple resources at once, to apply a link copy definition, which is a subject that will be covered in a later tutorial, and to add a folder. We are going to add single resources. First we will select the file. In this case it will be the electrical drawings for the filler. You can see the file is uploaded, and while it's uploading we will add a name description. We now need to define the type of resource, which in this case will be a technical drawing, and we can save the selected resource. If we wish, we can edit the permissions for this resource, which defines who can do what with this resource. By default, all users have the ability to read and write the resource, but you may want to restrict this so that all users can only read, or can't access at all, and only certain users can access the resource. For now, we will leave the permissions as default and save the resource. Here you can see our resource in the list and all the information that we entered regarding it. We will now continue to add resources until we have filled this list with all the information we wish to add to Line 1 filler. As you can see, all of the resources for Line 1 filler have now been added. To open up any of these drawings, it is a simple matter of clicking on the resource you want and then viewing the file. We will now continue to add resources to other machines on the line. We return to Line 1 by clicking on the breadcrumb trail at the top of the screen. As was explained earlier, we have predefined the hotspot for filler, but we've not done so for other machines on the line. As explained in one of our previous tutorials, this is simply a matter of going to the Action menu, selecting Create New Hotspot, and then drag selecting a box around the machine we wish to define, in this case Depalletizer. We can now add resources to the Depalletizer. We continue in this vein until all resources have been added to Line 1. As you can now see, all of the areas on this line have been defined, and in each case resources have been added to each of those areas. There are really only two things left to do at this point. One is to add the resources to this area down here that contains our full CAN inspectors. This will be covered in a later tutorial regarding link copy definition files. And then we would also like to clean up the image so that large all-encompassing areas such as the CAN conveyors that are currently highlighted and the pack conveyors, which are highlighted now, have their own area and don't cover all of the other areas such as the two tray packers you see here. This will also be covered in a later tutorial, this time called Cleaning Your Drill Down Images.